I like this sentence. It kind of has an interesting feel to me. I want an orange, I eat an orange. It's the way it is. Which makes this you have an apple thing all the more curious because it's not like apples and oranges are super different. All right, so. And hello, YouTube again. We're just going to jump right back into our adventures with Duolingo Indonesian because, there's just too much to learn and there's not enough time. So let's jump back to the side webcam and keep going. All right, 3 in a row. That felt like a good place to stop. Let's forge ahead. Onwards and upwards. I like this. I like this sentence. It kind of has an interesting feel to me. I want an orange, I eat an orange. It's the way it is. All right. So, the way this works, we have our gimme, saya. Saya. Do we have anything about wanting? I don't think so. Saya something. And then I'm not sure how this is going to be pronounced. We can rule out kamu because I believe that's you. And we have another saya to work with. Dan, I think we can rule out because that's and. Punya seems to be have. So we're left with mau, makan, and minum. I want to say something like wait, this is actually kind of interesting. Let's look at this again. We have this verb here, membaca. Starts with an M. Memiliki, M. Memilihmu, M, and some other things. I'm wondering if there's anything about like first person agreement with a verb giving us an M or maybe present or something. But then we also have things like saya punya air, saya punya gaun. And I wonder if this is something like I topic, gown, or exists gown, something like that. As for me, a gown exists. And then, so this is agreeing with gown, gaun. I wonder. Okay, well, let's make a guess. So I think it's down to mau, makan, or minum here. And then this word, I don't know how to pronounce the J, but either yeruk or jaruk. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. We'll be orange. So maybe it's something like saya makan
jeruk.
Okay, so ja. Saya makan jeruk.
Saya minum jeruk.
People who speak Indonesian are probably laughing now. You should be laughing. Let's see what happens. Okay, so a lot of our assumptions were correct. And when I say our assumptions, they're my assumptions. Credit and blame, where both of them are due. Let's move this. Let's get this a little bit more on screen. There we go. Okay. Saya mau jeruk. Saya makan jeruk. So makan is eat. I want to know what's going on with these verbal inflections. I want an orange. I eat an orange. And here we see again, there's no indefinite article, which makes this you have an apple thing all the more curious because it's not like apples and oranges are super different. I'd assume if there was some kind of difference that showed up based on different types of nouns, that apple and orange would behave probably similarly in requiring, say, some kind of a classifier or something like that. I don't know what this sibua is, nor do I know what to do with this H at the encoda position, because I heard it here, mamilihmu, but then in this one, sepuluh, I didn't hear it, but that could just be my hearing. I don't know. So or some sort of sandhi effect. J is pronounced like a J. Yeah, it seems to be. All right.
Saya makan jeruk.
See, these are the easiest. I don't know. At least of the exercises that we've got, because you don't need to know the language at all in order to get them. So let's just hear it again.
Saya makan jeruk. Saya makan jeruk.
Saya makan jeruk. What does that mean? That means I eat an orange. Yeah, we're right. Echoed words. Yeah, the stream title on Twitch sometimes doesn't get updated. I'm not exactly sure what to do about that, because that's normally what Lucy does, and Lucy's on vacation. So I'm just sort of... so yeah, I'm sorry about the Twitch title. People are going to come in, they're going to think we're doing conlang, and we're doing exactly... we're doing nat langing, actually. That's what we're doing. Alrighty. So we got this sentence correct. Saya makan jeruk. I'm kind of digging the vibe of this language, I have to say.
Saya suka jeruk.
Oh, saya suka jeruk. We can do this. We have everything have everything that we require in order to translate this. We know saya is I. We know suka is like. And we know jeruk is orange or oranges. Looks like we don't have any. So he is dia, jeruk, an orange, oranges. So it looks like we're not always marking plural, at least in the same way that English does. Benji, the schwa sounds a little more front than English schwa. J. So, jeruk, like that, jeruk.
Saya suka jeruk.
Jeruk. J. Little more front. I don't know. I'm bad with these central vowels. All right. Let's test our hypothesis. Correct. All right. Onwards.
Umur kamu 10 tahun.
Umur kamu 10 tahun. I heard the H there. Okay.
Umur kamu 10 tahun.
All right. I think we have enough to do this too, because we've seen umur in this I am 20 years old sentence. In fact, umur saya 10 tahun. I am 20 years old. Saya is being swapped up with kamu. We know kamu means you. So I think this means you are 10 years old. Sorry, no. This was 10, right? You were trying to tell me earlier, and I just totally whooshed. I'm going to just scroll up. 20 was my guess, the actual sentence. Ship, you did it. Thank you. Okay, so I am 10 years old. That would have come back to haunt us, / me. You are 10 years old?
Umur kamu 10 tahun.
Umur kamu 10 tahun. All right. Yes. The Indonesian numbers come from Sanskrit. Really? Interesting. I'll keep an eye out for that. Because 10, dasha in Sanskrit, I don't see that here. Anyway, moving on.
Terima kasih, selamat jalan.
Terima kasih, selamat jalan. Well, we have our salamat, which is something like good in a kind of greeting sense. Maybe this means thank you, goodbye. Let's see. Yeah. Is it going to let me copy it? It is. All right. Whoa, this is good. Okay. Maybe I can... Just realized the chat's kind of going over the... I'm not sure how I can do that. Let me fiddle with this for a second. Maybe we can put the chat... Maybe we can move me. Yeah, let's move me over here. There we go. And then let's take the chat, because this is actually a kind of a different setup than we're used to. And we can put the chat down here, and that should work better. Cool. Or maybe we can put me back up here. Yeah. That's the good stuff. Okay. Yeah, like him, we're doing we're learning about Indonesian, and we're making hypotheses, and we're being right a surprising number, surprising proportion of the time. Write this in Indonesian. Goodbye. Well, we saw thank you, goodbye, terima kasih, selamat. I forgot where the stress went. Selamat jalan? Jalan? I forget. Well, we have a
Selamat.
Selamat. Penultimate stress. Selamat. And I don't see... So, terima kasih, I'm assuming, is the thank you portion of this. Maybe it's just selamat. Though it could maybe be selamat tinggal. I don't know. Here we're being helped by that capital letter rule. Let's see. No, I should have put tinggal in. So why was it selamat jalan here and selamat tinggal here? One wonders. Yeah, let's do a little bit of a zoom for the Duolingo tab. That's a good idea. Where's this? Oh, spiffy. Okay, that's probably overdoing it. Cool. Yeah, it could... Oh, a politeness difference. I thought you said a pointless difference. Yeah, there could be a politeness difference. That's... Yeah, well, since this is a placement test, I understand them throwing that kind of stuff at us. I would not like to see that in a normal lesson, but all right. Oh, I feel like we've been preparing our whole lives for this moment. I have an apple. Because we know you have an apple. Kamu memiliki sebuah apel. And we know kamu is you and saya is I. So if I just swap this out, is it going to work? Or is there going to be some problem? Is there going to be some kind of agreement that we haven't taken into account?
Saya memiliki sebuah apel.
That sounds too close. All right, let's see. Let's see what happens. You know what we call that? We call that a good job. Kamu, saya, you, I. So why is it so different when we say I have water, saya punya air, versus saya memiliki sebuah apel? This is something that I need to understand. I'll pat myself on the back. I'll do it. Good job, Colin. You're making us proud. Continue.
Selamat malam, salam.
Selamat malam, salam. Good evening, greetings. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. This is getting easier. You know what this is? This is like that magical honeymoon period when you're first encountering a new language and everything's new and you're like getting things for the first time and it's just like, whoa, this is cool. I think we're bottling that and we're just taking a swig of it. Oh, it's good. Good evening, please. This is somewhat unusual phrasing, but definitely we've seen this kind of thing before. Selamat
Selamat
malam.
malam.
And then I've seen this before, this please, but I didn't write it down. Oh, foolish. I want to say it was silakan. I want to say it was silakan. I could be wrong.
Silakan.
Selamat malam, silakan. Yep. Okay. Now we'll write this down this time. I don't know that I would ever say good evening, please. That doesn't work. That doesn't work for me. But nevertheless, here we have it. I'm sure it works fine in Indonesian. Just as it's an odd thing, an odd English sentence to ask to be translated. Nevertheless, onwards.
Mereka pesan roti kacang.
I gotta stop talking over these people because
Mereka pesan roti kacang. Mereka pesan roti kacang.
okay, so I hear a quality difference between these two vowels. Take a listen.
Mereka pesan roti kacang.
Mereka pesan.
Mereka pesan roti kacang.
Mereka pesan roti kacang. Guessing roti means bread. Mereka. I see but one option for the first word, they. Pesan. They have, because we've seen like before. That's, what is it? Suka. They, so I don't think it's like. Could be order. Could be order. Could it be have? What have we seen for have? We've seen memiliki. We've seen punya. Pesan. Maybe it's some sort of a suppletive thing. I don't know. I'm going to say they order roti kacang. They order roti kacang. Maybe it's peanut bread. I don't know. That sounds awesome, though, if that's a thing. Let's see. Okay. Okay. We're building something here. They order peanut bread. So with the confidence that roti means bread. Roti kacang meaning peanut bread. So we have our modifier on the right. That could teach us something, or at least give us something to go with. Righteous. Yeah, I'm really curious about what's going on with this apple-orange issue, because we have something that in English, I have an apple. Do we have the... So we know saya is now I. We have this whole elaborate production for I have an apple. Saya memiliki sebuah apel. But if I have a dress or if I have water, saya punya air, saya punya gaun. So sometimes schwa, sometimes or something like
Mereka pesan roti kacang.
I'm going all over the place, but we're learning a lot here. So they ordered peanut bread. Lovely.
Selamat sore dan sampai jumpa lagi.
Oh, it seems that they've increased their expectations of us. I just had to tezandeya there. Let's hear that again.
Selamat sore dan sampai jumpa lagi.
I heard selamat.
Selamat
Sore.
sore.
And then
Selamat sore dan sampai jumpa lagi. Dan sampai jumpa lagi.
I think this is what we have. Selamat sore dan sampai jumpa lagi.
Selamat sore dan sampai jumpa lagi.
Dan. Seems say that again.
Selamat sore dan sampai jumpa lagi.
Almost sounds like den, doesn't it? Den. Somewhere in that low front space. Let's see what it thinks of us. Good afternoon and until we meet again. Oh, what a lovely phrase. Selamat sore dan, that's our and. It looks like it can also join clauses. Sampai jumpa lagi. Not sure what's going on with the accent in this. I haven't yet come up with a. Let's hear this again.
Selamat sore dan sampai jumpa lagi.
Selamat sore dan sampai jumpa lagi.
Selamat sore dan sampai jumpa lagi.
No, I can't think of a generalization off the top of my head. Final, monosyllabic, antepenultimate, final. Unless I'm mishearing things.
Kucingmu 20.
Kucingmu 20. Kucingmu 20. Kucing, we've seen that before. Cat. Have we seen pulu? We have sepulu. What? Kucingmu 20. This is a bit. So, kucingmu, maybe this means cats. What? And we saw this sepuluh in 10 years old. Maybe this is something like, what old cats? Because here we have kucing, which we're fairly certain is cat, with a suffix on it. Dua, no idea. And
Kucingmu 20.
pulu, which seems to be related to this sepulu, which we see in these sentences about age. So this is what convinces me that there's something about old going on here. The other option would be 20. We've seen that this sentence, umur saya 10 tahun, means I am 10 years old. And it would be, well, maybe puluh is 20 and 10 is 10, like half 20, but I think maybe not. Maybe tahun is the 10 word, in which case I can't really think of anything else other than that would work in this other than what old cats? Or maybe you have old cats. I don't know what this mu would be. If this is what old cats, maybe it's some sort of an exclamation marker, like, ah, what old cats? Like what old cats you have, but we can't fit that in there. Or, because we've already seen you and it doesn't look you have and it doesn't look anything like this. I'm going to try what old cats. What old cats? Okay. Interesting. You have 20 cats. So maybe my hypothesis about pulu, the alternative hypothesis, which I rejected, as pulu meaning 20. Maybe that's correct. How are we going to reconcile all these different ways of saying you have something? Like, look at this. You have an apple. Let's take all these have sentences and put them together. There's clearly something non-isomorphic between English and Indonesian about this verb that we have that in English is have. Do we have any other ones? I have address. So what's going on here? So we can combine these two together. It's a pretty heterogeneous class. Has a pronoun, a physical object, an item of clothing, and a substance, water. English is obviously sensitive to the distinction between water and address, as you can tell by the fact that we require the indefinite article on the count noun dress. Count versus mass noun like water. Doesn't seem to phase Indonesian either way. But there is a distinction between these and an apple. And then we don't even have our kamu, which we had for kamu memiliki sebuah apel. You have an apple. We don't have kamu here at all. Maybe this is like you plural, or is you polite or formal or something like that. Possibilities. Okay. Well, why don't we put in a pause for YouTube here? Stretch, hydrate, this kind of thing. I'm going to scoot back over here to the full screen camera and thank YouTube. People of YouTube, thanks for joining us. Come back. We'll keep going on our quest to learn as much as we can about Indonesian in 2 hours. And yeah, and maybe you'll see me get better at ending videos without sort of a trailing